Okay, welcome to part 2 of my Get Ready With Me, where we're talking about all kinds of stuff related to art and tarot. So I definitely want to try these 2 products, which I mentioned in my last video. So let's get into it. Okay, now this is going to sound crazy, but I'm actually going to go ahead and set my face now. And then for powder, I'm using this. I think it's a Revolution Translucent Baking Powder. I actually really like this. Well, I've been really trying to focus on my art and all this creative stuff and trying to make good content, and I feel like I've just been feeling so unmotivated recently. Like, I don't know if like non-motivation is in the air or if it's just me. but I feel like I've been tested more recently from the universe. Like, I had such a big shakeup. Like, my last relationship ended horribly. I was disabled and like still basically am, and I can't keep a job, and like I have no options. And then like it literally let me sit and marinate in the fact that for once in my life I'm able to chase my dreams without any repercussions. Like, there's nothing holding me back. I don't have a job. I can't keep one, a normal one at least. And like, you know, like, it just, the universe has quite literally set me up to chase my dreams, and in the like everything crumbled, you know what I mean? And so it was a lot of sacrifice, and it took a lot for me to get to where I am now, and this is even just a transitional phase of anything. Okay, I'm not liking how yellow my brows are still, so I'm gonna go ahead and maybe put some white liner in there. Okay, we're using the NYX Professional Makeup Eyeliner. But like, I don't know, like, things have been so tough, and I feel like I've just been really struggling with like making a routine and making something that felt like me, especially when it comes to like art and like content and everything. Like, I've just been feeling so just confused, and like I used to like batch make videos, and I would just literally batch make them and then post them, and I felt like it was just like so low effort, and like I stopped getting as many views, and things were like slowing down all of a sudden. And like I think that's what truly like pushed me to try to start making different content. Okay, that's so much better. But anyway, so back to the tarot reading I actually did on myself earlier today. I was like asking like, okay, what do I do? What do I focus on? Makeup forever. Contour. But I was like, okay, so what do I do? Like, what do I do? Where do I go? Where do I focus? Because like nothing makes sense. Like, this rejection is definitely kind of expected, but it did, you know, throw off my equilibrium a little bit. And I was not quite sure, like, okay, well, what is this rejection trying to tell me? Like, what lesson am I supposed to learn here? Because I feel like everything happens for a reason, and everything is either a blessing or a lesson, honestly. So I was like, there's like literally hair dye in my ear. But like, you know what I mean? I was just trying to figure things out, because like I feel like it's such a privilege to have like spirit guides and cards to be able to tell me things, to like guide me. Because like before I started doing tarot, like I never had that. It was just, I was always going with the flow, and like stuff would always happen to me, and I'd be like, oh, I wish I knew that I could not make that choice beforehand. And like, to me, that's what tarot is. Like, tarot is the option to like see into your future a little bit, to know whether or not like, oh, should I go to this event? Should I go to this dance? Should I take this opportunity? And like, you know what I mean? Not everyone has the ability to know those things beforehand. So I don't know. I think tarot is definitely one of the biggest blessings in my life. And I think too, like, things started changing for me when I started being a lot more grateful about like the small stuff, you know what I mean? And like, the more I started to kind of open my third eye and awaken myself to everything, the more I realized like, oh my god, like those last 3 years, all of this torment and I feel like torture and bad stuff and like all this stuff I wish I could go back and erase, it's like it happened for a reason, and now looking back, I'm like, okay, I'm so grateful that all of that did happen, or I wouldn't have, you know, this right now. I wouldn't be chasing my dreams. I wouldn't be sitting in front of a camera instead of working a 9 to 5, like desperately trying to make my dreams come true, because not everyone has that ability. Like, I don't come from a family with money. Like, I've always had to work. I've been working since I was like 15, 16, and even before that, I was like doing bake sales and babysitting, and like I've always been working. And I started college at 16, and I graduated college at 19. So it's like I've been living my life very fast and like very to what like I feel like the normal standard is, and like I just realized it's not for me. Like, I want something bigger, I want something better, and like me yapping into this camera right now is kind of me trying to help my manifestations along. Also, that was a Tarte blush. But I don't know, I am like sitting here and I'm like, I could yap for hours about how much like tarot has changed my life and how much of a blessing. I'm going back in with my contour, but how much of a blessing it has been to me, and then also how much of a blessing that it is to be able to do tarot for other people, because I feel like most people don't, like, you have questions and like there's no way for you to get an answer other than either just going through it or having some intuitive person tell you. Like, for example, the other day someone asked me, you know, about the relationship, and I just said, you know, don't get back together with this person because you'll end up, you know, getting hurt and everything, and you know, the cards are saying it's more trouble than it's worth, so don't cling because, you know, someone better is going to come in for you. And you know what I mean? Imagine them getting back together and then having all of those bad things come back around and just being miserable and sad. And like, I think about that and I'm thinking, like, how much of a blessing is it that I get to be able to tell people, you know, kind of how they could navigate something, not how they should, because obviously everyone has free agency, free will, and makes their own choices. And what I tell them, honestly, I tell people to take with like a grain of salt, but like, you know what I mean, just the thought of being able to help someone or save them from trouble or heartbreak, or be able to guide them, like being like a spiritual guide here, like on earth. So I take that as like a really big blessing. And like I said, it's not something that I take very lightly. Like, I take that responsibility to heart, and I always try to make sure that I'm giving people like the best, most accurate information as possible. I study tarot. Like, I try to do spells and do all these things to help me manifest and also help other people manifest. I'm constantly trying to give advice on how to, you know, shape your manifestations and how to get to where you're going. Now I'm taking this really old Sephora palette. I don't know, like I said, like, I just think it's a major blessing, and I constantly am seeing the people, you know, who I help be successful. And like, sometimes when I'll do a reading, you know, whether that's like in person or otherwise, like, I'll do a reading and then like weeks to months later they'll DM me and they'll be like, oh my god, like, thank you because this helped me so much. And I'm like, because like, I don't know, I see everyone as like family, and I think, you know, to some extent it's like all people deserve the chance to have the best life and have the most success you could have in this lifetime. Like, you literally only get one life, so like, why not sit there and try to make it the best? Because like, I don't know, everyone's like form of what they think success is and what they think, you know, winning at life is, everyone has like a different version of that. But like, regardless of what it is, if I can help someone make the right decision the first time or learn a lesson so they don't have to go through a trial, like, to me, that's the biggest blessing. Also, it looks like we're gonna have to do a part 3.